So here I am with Brendan, and you've got a Christmas message to the nation, Brendan.
Oh, well, I actually feel like Ronnie Corbett, where he used to sit in the bit of the Two Ronnie show at the minute. But no, really, it's just there's a couple of things I need to say. But first of all, thank you to everyone who supported us. We've had a really it's been a hard year, and I felt that we've achieved quite a lot, me and Mercy, and we've dealt with a lot of things. But we only done it with a lot of support from the people around us. We had so much support, so much help, so much love, so many messages of goodwill, that without that it definitely would be a lot harder. Do you know what I mean? So I can't thank you enough. I feel blessed at the moment. I'm looking forward to my marriage to Mercy. It's a big thing for me. I'm taking it really serious. I love her with all my heart. I've been very lucky that Dave left me with so much goodwill from people and put me on the right path without a doubt. And I need to say this about Dave, right? I know there's some people still hurting and still can't come to terms with the way he ended his life. But I just want you to understand that if you was in that much pain, and if you had cancer like he did and it was active and you were losing a stone a month, he did not want to lose his dignity. He was too proud. He also did not want his family to have to suffer the 7 or 8 months it was going to take him to die, and die at probably 7 or 8 stone looking like shit. You know, he didn't want any of that. And he was brave enough to make that decision and call it. And for any of the people who say, oh, he had mental health or he was depressed, no, he wasn't depressed. He made a decision at least 18 months before that if his body took this turn, if cancer did come back and it affected him the way it did, he was not going to die the way he'd seen other people die. So, you know, I think we should be celebrating the fact that he was that brave, that strong, that loving and caring to his loved ones and family. He left messages, he gave us instructions, he'd done everything that we could have asked of him. So we can't have asked for any more. And I just think that, you know, don't be sad. Like he said, don't be sad. Remember, rejoice about how strong he was, at the fact that he lived his whole life how he wanted, and at the end he never bowed down to anything. He just went, fuck that, I'm out of here, right? I'm dying, I'm not letting my family suffer with it. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to end my life in a humble way. I don't even want a funeral, I'm that humble.
So I know there was one thing that you wanted to address, that you had some people had criticised you for saying, sort of, you know, exploiting maybe him after his death.
Yeah, you're getting a bit of stick over that, but you know, I think a lot of people who are saying that are probably jealous that Dave was my best friend. They're probably jealous of the relationship we had, but he left me in a position to tell his story. That's why, you know, we'd already been shooting the documentary with Dice Recordings for about 3 years. And Dave was adamant that this dramatic ending to his life would propel it would help Courtney out, it should, you know, give me a platform to speak about the life that we had, which was so unique and funny.
But didn't he actually asked you to do that, didn't he?
Well, his words to me were, he went, Bren, I want you to go out there after this. You know what to do. You go and tell our story. He said, and remember one thing. Don't talk about you, talk about me. That's what he said. Right? Typical Dave fashion. Do you know what I mean? So
you're actually just following his instructions?
I'm doing what he wanted me to do. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud that he was my best friend, and I was honoured and lucky enough to be a part of his life, that I don't ever want to stop talking about him. I don't ever want to stop. His story is, I believe, once it's out there, I believe he will be one of the biggest legends this country has to hang on to for all the good reasons. Because when we start breaking Dave's life down and assessing it, you will see that, yes, he was a man who would use violence. Yes, he would tell you the truth if you didn't like it, but he was usually right. He was usually on a straight level with you. He was right. He weren't a bully. He weren't being nasty for the sake of it. He would challenge anything that weren't right. And usually that's because he was right.
And what's your message to people who might be watching this who are on their own at Christmas? Because I remember, like, Christmas is a very sort of family orientated thing, and a lot of people don't have family, and they are on their own. What would you say to them?
Well, listen, we're all of us, me and Dave included, have had Christmases that were shit, and we've all felt alone and down, right? That's part of the journey of life sometimes. But what you've got to do is hang on to the faith inside you. Right? Hang on to the belief that it is shit, it is bad, but every day that goes past is a day closer to it getting better. And all you've got to do is believe in yourself, look for the people around you to believe in, filter out the ones that ain't good for you, be honest about it. And there is genuine people in all walks of life that help other people. That is a fact, yeah. And they're there. You've just got to be honest with yourself and don't be ashamed to look for them. Do you know what I mean? And remember, some of the people you think are really good and nice sometimes ain't what you think. Do you know what I mean? So be honest with yourself. That's all. And you will get through it, no matter how bad it is. And like I said, unless you've got terminal illness, yeah, anything can be conquered.
Yeah, and even in this sort of tough times, everybody's having a tough time economically and everything else like that. The message really is to keep on going, isn't it?
Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Yeah. That's what Dave used to say to me. Keep the faith. Now, whatever your faith is, whatever it is, whatever your creed, your religion, whatever your faith is, keep a belief in it. And really believe in yourself more than anything else.